Everything is still capturing properly. And this isn't what you might think it would be, because it's a Kojima production. This is Lunar Knights. Some of you out there may be familiar with the Boktai series. This is connected with that. So I believe this is... I don't think this is the third game. I think there's more than that. But we only got a couple of them translated over here. I don't remember exactly how that all lines up. Okay. Just double checking the audio right quick, making sure everything's good. Okay. I don't think there's anything in the options. Yeah, there's literally just language in the options.
The Stellenium.
Since we're a couple minutes ahead, I'll let this play.
And chaos, where man wanders the stars, and might prevails over right. This remote planet on the frontier is no exception. From time immemorial, the Dark Tribe, a group of vampires, has struck fear into humanity and threatened mankind. Now, with the help of a new power obtained from the realm of the stars, they've taken the Parasol, an environmental manipulation system, and summoned an alien sky to rid the world of light. Beneath its shadow, the hopes and dreams of an entire planet have slipped into darkness. However, from within that darkness, two young heroes emerge. One, wielding the legendary Dark Sword, fights a never-ending battle against the vampires. The other, whose power has yet to awaken, holds the essence of the sun within his very heart. The story of these two boys is about to begin.
And as usual, with the other two, I will be skimming through dialogue as quick as I can, while being able to keep the basic idea of what's happening for the most part. Basically, they're complaining about everything being dark, and there's a Margrave out hunting people that's got control of fire, just killing people off for his own entertainment. And there's a city where people are enslaved rather than killed, where there's debate as to whether it's a better idea to be there or be burnt. That condenses all that dialogue down into 2 lines. And then we've got this kid here who wants to take on the vampire. And their flying cat, because, you know, why not let a cat fly? Yep, swing sword, hit thing. You can do chain attacks. And off we go. And this is why I was saying we're kind of looping back, because it's a very similar type of game to From the Abyss, though this is in some ways a little slower, at least at the start. As you can see, none of the things that spawn here are much of a threat. That panel there is actually useful, but You get different dialogue if you don't actually look at the panel before you get there, so I'm just gonna walk over here first. We're just gonna get chided for not reading the hidden panel. Yeah, you know, in case you don't know what dashing means. And that's a neat thing about this. Well, neat in a positive and negative sense at the same time. You take double damage if you're dashing and get hit. But you definitely go much faster. I don't need to look at my inventory. There's nothing in there that I need right now. As you saw there, right, you do have a dash attack, but it can be a little awkward to line up, especially if you don't wait for the enemy to spawn in fully before you try to use it. It can be less than effective that way sometimes. Combat, as you can see, is somewhat simple at the moment. It does advance more later. Hello. I don't really know why she's immediately labeled suspicious other than the fact that she's wearing, like, weird bug-eye alien glasses, but, you know. Fashion choices aside, I'm assuming she's on the same side as us, considering. Yeah, it is just a bunch of boxes. I don't really know why this is a problem. As demonstrated by just one swing and all the boxes are gone. That was noisy though, which is a bit, you know, bad for the whole sneaking up on them thing. We'll just leave his name as default. Yeah, that would work out in your favor, wouldn't it? If I go running around making a nuisance of myself and you can sneak in. So, you know, you go do something useful while I go wreck the place. You can also just hold your sword ready to go for as long as you want. It doesn't charge or anything while you're doing that. You're just ready to swing it sooner if you have it ready to go. You know, provided you time it correctly, of course. As demonstrated a moment ago, sometimes you can time it wrong and just let yourself get smacked in the face. Oh yeah, you can also gather energy much like with the solar gun. But I'm not entirely sure how it works in this one. I don't remember. Because I only played this briefly once upon a time. And this is the nice thing. You can save at any time. I didn't mean to hit this twice. Oh, and based on something that happened just a little bit ago, I think I understand why I was having dropped inputs before. It's not actually dropped inputs. It's actually the A button is getting stuck. Something internal is getting stuck. So, at some point when I have time, I'll open this thing up and get it unstuck and make sure it doesn't stick anymore. Pretty sure it's just a minor manufacturing defect that's causing it to stick since I haven't had it for that long. So at least that mystery's solved. what caught me onto that is the fact that we were getting dialogue skipping earlier that I didn't understand how it was happening because I had let go of the button. And holding A down is how you make the dialogue progress that way. So therefore, internally, the button must have been held down still. Is the button, as far as I could see, had risen back up already. So something inside didn't release properly. It'll do this wannabe Moogle over here. I mean, I could guard, but why? Okay. So what you're saying is don't use it if I don't need it, which means don't bother using it here because I can just slice him to pieces. And be mildly inconvenienced when he explodes. There we go. Ta-da! Oh yeah, it is backwards, isn't it? Hang on, I can fix that. Unfortunately, that's going to mean the top screen's going to be an issue again, so give me a second here. Things are going to get ugly for a second. I'm just going to quickly fix the capture issue there. I knew one of these times I was gonna get the swap backwards there. Or in this case, forget to do the swapping. But now you get to see exactly how I'm doing this, is I'm literally just taking the emulated screen and cropping it. Yeah, that's the top screen, that's the one I want. And I do believe. Is the one that shows on this screen. Yeah. Now I just need to fuck with this a little bit. What you do is you make it big so you can make it small. And there we go, fixed. This is why I didn't want to do it before though, because it did take a second, but it's not a long thing to fix. And y'all really didn't miss that much. I was just walking around smacking very weak enemies around. But now the screens should be correct. Yeah, okay. And this is what happens when you end up being lazy and hitting multiple game captures instead of making sure all of them were split between game and window captures. Basically, levels are good. Skill is what we're gonna want. And there you go. That's the short version of that. We do want to, however, spend those points, like, right now. Yeah, right now he's got good enough spirits, that's fine. Actually, he's only got one of each, but I'm still taking skill anyway. There we go. I doubt we're gonna see too appreciable a difference in our damage output yet, because it's only 1 point. But I don't think there would have been that much of a difference in the other points either. Man, I might as well break this for free experience, all things considered. Besides, if we can guard, why would we need health? Clearly, the strat then is just guard everything. Now, to my knowledge, this one does not have as much of a limitation based on the solar sensor as Boktai does. Or at least not, at the very least not for this character. I think the solar sensor does still come into play for the other character, but I'm not certain about that anymore. It's been too long. Oh, there was some healing sprites there. I should have waited. Ah well, it's fine. That almost worked out well. Just keep chopping through the zombies. Wow, I'm surprised I actually managed to avoid that. I thought I got too greedy. I assume that hint thing is probably going to teach me about levers, and then I'm going to use the lever to open the door. Yep. What do you know? If you pull a lever, a door opens. Crazy concept, that one. Never would have thought of that. The loot was a trap. Who would have thought? That was definitely a time where I probably should have guarded, but it's fine. Just chop our way out of there and everything will be okay. Because we probably will see more healing around the map before we get into anything too scary anyway. And if not, I'm assuming one of those fruit we picked up probably is a healing item anyway. Considering we picked up green and orange fruit, I presume one of them is healing, one of them is energy. We can still raise our skill further, so you know what? Why not just commit to the bit and just keep raising our strength further? Just keep hitting harder and then I can't lose because everything will die before I do. It's clearly how that works. That never's failed me before. Why would it fail me now? Oh, you know what? I'm betting that'll heal me, won't it? Yeah. Neat. But first, box. Yeah. I mean, it looked more like a shirt than an accessory, but sure, you can just call it that. Why not? Okay. We shall stop the vampires with the power of fashion. I keep trying to move the menu with the stick, and I can't. Yep, vitality +2, which is another good reason why there was no point in me raising vitality before now. Because we now have the same amount of vitality as if we had healed, as we had filled it up with the other one. I'm going to sneeze, hang on. Anyway. It's a weird split between using the touchscreen and using actual controls. Tech speed's already on fast. Is there anything faster than fast? Nope. Alright, onward. Time to fight our first boss. Oh hey, she's here too. Okay. Some kind of manticore peeping eye fusion. Nah, I can take him. I'll win. Like that's basically Lucian's entire character so far is, nah, I'd win. Oh, it drains health, huh? That's upsetting. Haha! Get parried, loser. Bringing that shield up, by the way, a lot slower than you might think. But this fight's over. That thing wasn't really a threat. And he turns to dust. It was just level 3. I'm already level 3. That thing's not... It's not that big a deal. There you go. You figured it out. Way to be supportive there, Nero. Way to go. But you're at least honest, so I'll give you that. Phone's ringing. Well then. This is an interesting split in characters side by side here. Remembering your name and caring about what your name is are two very different things. They're kind of both right here. Okay, but you'll accept her help, but you won't accept the lady standing in front of you's help. Well, that's kind of a given. That does sound like a good idea. I'm not sure telling anyone that she said hi is gonna be a positive, but you know what, we can try. And I guess it's off to see a crazy scientist about making a better sword.
May I help you?
Where's your boss? Well, that's about as expected.
What? Who are you?
Just kicking the door open, and more than the door, apparently, from the sound of things. Yeah, this is about the reaction I expected. And I could switch it back for the dialogue, but honestly, At the rate I'd be switching back and forth, I don't think it's worth it for the time we'll be doing this at the moment. A weapon made by vampires being used to kill vampires. You know what? That checks out. Well, of course. 4 iron, 2 solvent. Really? Just some metal and some glue will make this magical, antique magic sword better, huh? Huh.
Let us meet again.
That is still not the voice I expect out of that character model. I mean, it depends on how we get those materials, really. I would be surprised if they didn't have glue and metal in a store. Now, whether we have the money for it, that's another question. And, I mean, they said to go to the store, so we'll go to the store.
What do you want?
Well, that depends. What do you got? Okay, you have iron. So give me all the iron I need. So I just need to go get some solvent from somewhere, because it looks like he doesn't have that.
What'll it be?
Quit huh-ing at me. I don't appreciate that. Let's see. Persfelgar headgear and a green leaf cape. Both of which too damn expensive.
What'll it be? See ya.
So I just need to find solvent. May as well check the other places while we're here. I assume, yeah, this was the bar we were in before.
What can I do for you? You got it.
Hey!
You know, this info broker looks a little familiar, don't they? Suspicious.
What's up?
Doesn't look like she has the information I'm looking for, though. I was kind of hoping she'd be able to tell me.
Okay.
But then again, we might be able to find out if these drop solvent. Why do crows drop steel? That's interesting. Iron and earth fruit. Lens and solar fruit. Throttle and delicious meat. Bingo, solvent. So I just need to go farm ghouls and I can get the solvent we need. That's not so bad then.
Yeah? What do you need?
So I did get the information I needed, just not necessarily the way I expected to.
Come again.
I don't know what the point of staying at the inn would be. What the solar bank? What do we got going on over here? Okay. Right. Ah. So we can get extra energy at need when there's a station on site if we put money in ahead of time. Okay.
What can I do for you?
Well, I have no need of that service right now, but that's good to know. We could try checking the interior and see if we can actually get at anything useful. I would say maybe the time of day matters, but thinking about it, since this world's an eternal night, time of day wouldn't matter at all. Well, realistically. We know for a fact there are ghouls here in the forecourt, but I'm curious about the interior, so we'll go in there. And if it looks bad, we just turn around.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, we kind of gathered that much already. Oh, okay. So now we get elemental attacks, and that's how we use our energy. You know, the power we should have already had since you've been flying around with us the whole time. But I guess it's more formally activated now. Yeah, because we've got some decently high-level spiders here, but I've not seen any ghouls yet. I'm just hoping that ghouls aren't too low level to be here.
Leave it to me. Let's go, Daryl.
Well, that's a good trick, but doesn't get rid of those blocks, so that was a waste. Ooh, that gets life back, though, so maybe that's not a complete waste. So that's a thing that happened. It looks like that meter recharges at a decent enough pace because we killed a handful of enemies and got one block of it back already. While nothing seems particularly resistant to dark in here, I'm not going to keep wasting energy. Good to know that it has an auto map. Goddamn webs left everywhere. When I said that, I didn't mean for them to literally be everywhere. Yeah, I just used that a minute ago. Oh, so there were more than one move. There was more than one move. Yeah, I did learn that I could steal life. That's useful. Ooh, it actually refilled the gauge, I think. So it actually worked out really well that I just happened to have wasted it. We still can't actually afford to raise spirit, and we've got some vitality from our equipment, so I'll just keep raising skill. Keep hitting harder. There we go, there are ghouls in here. Just gotta hope they drop some solvent. Because I'm willing to bet they're not kidding about the fact that we're gonna want the sword upgraded before we deal with the Margrave. Of course, I suppose there's every world in which we end up not dealing with the Margrave before time's up today. Yeah, you want to be careful about those little red sprites. They take energy away. I remember that from Baktai. Okay, there's a good amount of ghouls here. Not a single drop from any of them so far, though. So that's concerning. And cut you down. Oh! So the statues are enemies as well. I should have expected as much, all things considered. It was a less than subtle trap. But I just wasn't paying attention. There we go. We can do our research on those later and find out if they drop anything useful. There we go. Yeah. There we go. Okay, I think that might actually be tied to the solar sensor, just like in Baktai then. Just the inverse of it. Where it's gotta be dark enough where you are for it to count as night. Which right now, since we don't technically have a solar sensor, it's assuming darkness, it looks like, based on the meter up there. Because unlike when I had set up Baktai to potentially do it for the Game Boy Advance set, I don't have a patched version of this one. Because I don't think a patched version exists to get rid of the sensor requirement. So either the sensor requirement's not as major, or nobody bothered to make one for this. I'm not really sure which. Oh, good. The enemies exploding hurt other enemies. Very good. Always good to see. Yeah, this is another one that probably wouldn't be too bad to get through as a full playthrough. I don't think it would take too awful long. I think this is 10 hours-ish, I think it was. Let me double check that, because that's gonna bug me if I'm telling that one wrong. Because I think it was longer than I thought, and that's why I want to double check. No, it was about right, 11 and a half. Just for pure main story. We do have 5 status points this time, so we'll grab an extra point of spirit so we get some more energy. Since we're not actually getting more energy from any equipment we have yet. We did pick up a couple items, so I should check to see if we picked up the items we needed or not. Junk part, junk part. Oh, they're unappraised, so I'm gonna have to get them appraised before I find out whether they're what I need or not. That's fine. Hmm. Ooh, orange slimes instead of yellow. Will they drop something different? The world may never know. Depends on if they ever drop anything. Enemies refusing to drop things? More likely than you think. Oh hey, I didn't even see that skeleton. You think, if you just stayed still, I probably wouldn't have noticed you and you would have gotten to live. As much as the undead live. Which, you know, technically they do? Hey, you know. There's probably no reason for me to be destroying these statues. I don't even know if we're actually getting experience for destroying them. But it's a good safety net to keep me from walking into them because I'm hurrying around at some point. You know, that might be some steel we just picked up. Because I remember it said skeletons drop steel and something else. So it might be the other thing too, but I feel like the steel is more likely because I think it was the first thing in their list. Assuming that's the only page of inventory we get to carry, it might be in our best interest to head out and see about appraising that junk before we go too far. Especially before I forget how to get out of here. You know, ignoring the fact that we have a map that I could just use to find my way back out of here. I'm pretty sure I know the way. But on the off chance that we didn't already pick up Sullivan, I'm at the very least going to clear this room out again. I think we got some kind of candy bar there? We'll take a look at that after this guy's gone. Yeah, it certainly looks like a candy bar. Yep. Restores 20% of your life. Neat. I too feel restored when I eat candy. Though admittedly in my case is usually more of an emotional restoration than a physical restoration. I assume we probably refill on energy when we leave, but just in case, I'll charge up anyway. Never hurts. I think we're like level 6 or so now, probably. It doesn't actually say that anywhere. Huh. At least not on the inventory screen. 5. Okay. So I guess like every 5 levels you probably get 5 points then? So that would make sense. I also just had another realization that would make sense. You probably rest at the inn to heal outside of a dungeon. Because that's probably what the point to resting at the inn is. It's one of those things that your brain kicks out onto after the fact and go, you know, this probably makes nothing but sense. I can start to feel myself fading a little bit, so we'll probably do one game after this, and that'll be that. So we'll at least have gotten through 5 games. which is barely even half of the list I picked out, but you know, that just means I might be able to do a second day of this at some point. Because Lord knows there's no shortage of games on the DS to go through. And I went through the effort to set up the layout for it, so
Hey there.
I should probably use it.
What do you want?
Oh, actually, how do I get junk parts appraised?
What'll it be?
Because I would have figured the shop would have been how to do it.
See ya.
He doesn't do it. Or does it get appraised when I leave?
Welcome.
Might also need to go to the scientist to get it appraised. I clicked too fast. Okay, so it is healing. But we can't do that right now. Okay. Let's see if the info broker is how we fix things. Aliens. I mean, I can kind of see how big ears would help you in espionage, but it would also give you away really easily. I don't know. That too.
Yeah? What do you need? Keep yourself in one piece, okay?
What would you like? Come again.
It seems like none of those are the answer for appraising our junk, so either we don't need to appraise it, or they'll appraise it here.
What would you like? Yes, sir.
Which weapon would you like me to enhance? There's not enough material for this.
How can I help you? Goodbye.
Do I, like, appraise it in my menu? Ah, try using it. There we go. Lens, solvent. Okay, we have enough. Excellent. I should have waited for the text to scroll. That's on me.
Welcome.
Because that means I would have known the answer to that sooner.
How can I help you? Yes, sir.
Which weapon would you like me to enhance?
But this way we got to hear him tell me off, so it kind of worked out. And now our sword's better.
How can I help you? Take care.
So let's see what we can get done in here in the time we got left. We got 15 minutes. So a wise man would do this right now. I clicked on save and nothing happened and I was very confused. There we go. That's what the wise man would do. Save the game. Yeah, we do seem to hit a bit harder. Not like ridiculously so, but better. And we didn't heal as expected, based on the knowledge that the inn is how you heal. But we should be able to pick up healing sprites along the way. And judging from how they've handled being near boss fights before, we probably will get the ability to heal right in front of the boss fight again. So I'm not too worried about it. Worst case, we also have a ton of healing items on us. There we go, there's the healing sprites we needed. God damn it. They have iframes when they first land, so I wasn't able to hit them right off of them, making me angry. That's why I wasn't worried about sprinting, because we can just pick up energy there. And considering we're already over the level of the enemies in here, I'm assuming we're fine to just zoom. Because I think we're like a level higher than the highest we've seen here. Because I think most things in here have been 4s and 5s. We meet again.
Hey, you came for me.
Well, no. Wait, why is destroying the doors not an option? Power does not inherently make somebody willing to help. It usually has the opposite effect. You can keep right on being disappointed lately. Lady, I'm pretty sure you're gonna keep being disappointed by him. That's what you should have done in the first place. Don't talk about yourself that way, Lucian. Kid's got a one-track mind. You know, when he said if there's a vampire up ahead, I kind of figured the next room would have had the vampire. Turns out not so much. Yeah, these are all still just level 5s, so I don't think there's any reason for me to be going nuts killing them. But anything that gets in my way, you know, all bets are off at that point. I'm clearing the fire sprites out because we didn't see those before. And I'm kind of concerned that they'll set me on fire, which will be inconvenient to say the least. Ah, I was kind of hoping I could just hop down and grab that and just be cheeky that way. Alright. It's karma time for you statues, then. I was hoping to get to the boss fight before time ran out. And it's still theoretically possible. It depends on how far away it is. But I feel like I want the thing that's in this green box over here. Ow. It was just scrap, so probably not, actually. Oh, well. And I burnt all my energy. It was just a piece of iron, the thing I could buy. Oh, I'm doubly insulted now. Couldn't it have at least been a piece of steel? Aha! I don't think I've deposited anything, so that might be a bit of an issue. No, there's default a bunch in there, so we'll just drink that dry then. There we go. There's the boss fight, so we're actually gonna just barely make it. Oh, that's why it wasn't working when I clicked it before, is you have to click close enough to the save text. Why are things exploding? Oh, this isn't going well for her, apparently. It's a little dark in here for your solar gun to be particularly effective. Ah, remote missile. Well done.
I'd expect no less from a guild gunslinger. But I'm afraid playtime is over.
Ta-da!
Who are you?
You came for us.
No, we came for our target. You just happen to be conveniently in a good spot. Thank you for the raid, Crimson. How was your stream today? What were you up to? Welcome in, everybody. You're just in time for me to take on a vampire, so pretty good timing, all things considered. Hopefully all's well. Welcome in, Mr. 12K. Hope you're doing well.
May the sun be with you.
Don't need the sun. I've got the moon. There she is. Hey, Crimson. In case you didn't catch the whole spiel, thank you for the raid and what were you up to today? So far, everything's going well. A little bit of tech issues here and there because I forgot to switch the screens around one of the times we switched, but other than that, everything's fine. Oh, nice. Oh, hey, he grew extra legs. Interesting.
Here I come.
Okay, so that's his whole thing? Is he gonna run around? It's not really doing any damage to me yet, so I'm not too concerned. I think we can all guess where that one was going. You know, all things considered, he's really not very impressive, is he? Especially considering I'm not even using full power right now, because I forgot to even activate our actual boost here. Where is he? There he is. You know what, just for sake of... let's have fun. Come here, you. There's a certain irony to biting a vampire to death. was easy.
Place, come forth.
You know, that'll probably work, yeah. Giant death laser, yeah. Or that also works. Both of these are good options for dealing with a problem. I'm going to assume it just crashed through the roof, because I'm not really sure there was any other way it was getting in here.
Yeah.
Ah, okay, we just launch him into orbit. That seems like it'll work fine. Even if he doesn't get destroyed by the sun up in orbit, he's not really going to be our problem anymore. But this way y'all get to see the other part of this game before we stop up and switch to the next one. Oh right, this is touchscreen only for this part though. This at least feels decent. I feel like this would be better if I was able to use actual controls for this, but you know, it's fine. And I do have a range limit on my weapon that I need to keep in mind, and it is draining energy to fire at these guys. So later on it probably would become an issue. But I assume for the first time doing it, it's probably not really going to be much of a problem. Okay. I assume you mean those guys. They really weren't much of a thing. Whee! Well, they'll have to show up faster than that to be a problem. Even if I was using an actual stylus, I could do this faster. Come on. Send more ships. I don't think they really want this Margrave back that badly. I don't think they like him very much. Just start shaking the ship around while I'm waiting. Yep, part 2, huh? Okay. And here I was thinking we were done. How did we get hit when he was already dead? Oh, they do get to shoot even if they're dying. Okay. And that didn't count as me grabbing the healing item. Okay. That's how you want to play it now. Okay. I'm gonna assume I can't shoot the asteroids, so we'll just fly around them. And there we go. It's as if nothing went wrong. Bomber incoming, huh? You know, this is why it being all touch controls is kind of a problem. It's kind of hard to attack and move when both rely on the same input. So we can kind of just tank this based on how much health we have. So I'm not really that worried about it. Just seems like that'll become an issue later in the game, though. And there's a little bit of inaccuracy, too, because I definitely tap on them sometimes, and it's just like, but what if you didn't? If you consider the fact that there's a reality in which you didn't touch them, and we've decided to switch which reality this is, like that moment there where it moved my ship rather than shooting the enemy that I clearly clicked on. But it's fine. We're still in good shape, and presumably this is another bomber. Or is this where we needed to be? Oh, hello. Something a little more serious? Aha. Okay.
Gotcha.
Okay, may as well just wait that sequence out there. Ah, of course, Schrodinger's cat. Okay. Makes sense. This sure is a sequence that's happening. I'm going over the timer for this one, and I know that, but I'm trying to see this sequence through since we were so close to actually seeing what the purification looked like. Well, it would get me if you actually aimed those missiles even slightly. Like that, yeah, there you go. You actually sent that missile at me and it hit me. Crazy concept there. This is gonna be bad here in a second. It's not hard to control, it's just hard to get anything done while controlling it. Robbed at the end because those missiles do so much more damage than anything else. Oh, and it's... Nah, I'm not redoing that. No. I'm not redoing that entire sequence. You can piss off with that one, game. No. We're just not seeing the purification. That's fine. Oh, why is the DS the way it is? I know the answer, but still. Sad. On to the last game of the day. There we go.